What's up, y'all? My name is Paul M. Williams. I am the author of the King's Omen series, The Fall of the Edwards crime family. The continuation of that series is called The Kingdom of the Devil, The Rise and Fall of Ruthless Bruce Edwards. That was a 3-series novel, authored by your boy. So now I done flipped from crime fiction to science fiction. You like that, huh? Yeah, man. I got another series here, man. It's a whole nother completely different genre. I'm more about trying to transition into graphic novels. Before the King's Omen had the Martin Scorsese gangster type of influence, I also grew up on Batman the animated series, and I love that layered storyline that they had there. Even as a kid, I recognized that. So now I'm taking that and putting it into my own book, my own series. So the name of this universe is called the Williams Studios Verto Universe. So WSVU. I got the KOU, the King's Omen Universe, and now I got the Williams Studios Verto Universe. What's the Verto? We gonna get in that. I don't want to talk to y'all too long. I just want to show y'all the books. So I'm gonna give a brief description. I'll read the back, and you can take your opinions from there. So the first series. This is gonna be 3 different series so far in this universe. So the first saga is gonna be 3. So it's called the Verto War Epic, and I got 3 books that's gonna lead up to the conclusion. So the first one is called Indomitable, Fear of the Vertobreed, a graphic novel by Paul M. Williams. And that's the back with a description. I'm going to read that in a second. That's that sexy little dude right there. Second book, we go all the way to Egypt, called Queen Zarina, Secrets of Royalty. Got the description on the back. We're going to get into that in a little bit. And the conclusion, the name of this group is called the Revolutionary Rebels, and it's dubbed the Verto War, graphic novel by Paul M. Williams. So what is this about? So let's read the description on here first off. It says, welcome to the Williams Studios Verto Universe. This is the first story in the Verto War Epic series. Peyton Dynasty, a black 25-year-old billionaire who became the youngest NBA owner at the age of 22. Peyton is a controversial figure with his wild lifestyle, but his career hits a downward spiral after an interview with a journalist goes viral. Peyton's shady past comes back to haunt him when a disgraced former colleague comes back into his life to reclaim what was stolen from him. Peyton throws another party. He falls ill. He's found unresponsive at the scene. He wakes up from a 6-month coma, y'all, only to find out that he got special abilities. Not only is he immortal, but his blood can heal. After some soul searching, Peyton finally goes public with his newfound abilities, but this is where he's truly tested. He becomes public enemy number 1. The government considers him a threat to society. The mayor wants him jailed for a questionable crime. Plus, religious figures believe he is a false god and an antichrist. Gets real. Everyone has their own agenda. Meanwhile, all Peyton's trying to do is right his wrongs. But he will soon find out that being cast a Vertobreed in America is no easy feat. What is a Vertobreed? Vertobreed is actually, in this universe, it's a slander. It's a derogatory term for people with special abilities. They was called something different back in the day. Won't get into that. But that's what society labeled them. So they kind of took offense to that. They say, hey, man, breed, that sounds like an animal. That's kind of disrespectful. How about we shorten the term to Verto? So they kind of switched it up and, turned it into a slang, and they kind of, took it among their own selves to kind of, turn it into a positive as much as they could. So Peyton is the beginning of the Vertos. They've been around for a while, but now everybody's trying to, come and see what they are. And man, Peyton literally goes through it. So you'll see his transformation in his story. Now we shift over to Queen Zarina, and we go to Egypt. So this brief description Zarina Terramoon was born in Egypt, Africa. Her father, Asim Terramoon, is the king of Egypt. He is the leader of the Hamadi Tribe. There's a tradition in Egypt called the Battle of the Regeerder, where the mightiest warriors from each tribe of the city fight for the throne, with the winner becoming king or queen. But they also inherit a mystic artifact called the Apotropaic, and I hope I'm pronouncing that right because I did some research. So there's definitely a deeper meaning to that. When Asim becomes sick, Zarina is forced to fight with the same battle her father did, but her father's sins comes to light when new enemies bring old revelations to the surface, jeopardizing the entire Hamadi kingdom and legacy. Not only does Zarina have to question her upbringing and dig for the truth about her royal bloodline, she will also have to fight for her throne that might have been an entire lie to begin with. Meanwhile, Zarina starts to slowly uncover the mysteries and the hidden origins of the Apotropaic during the most trying time of her life. So there's a lot of layers going on that each story builds upon. So like these guys are going through their own thing. Meanwhile, under the surface, there's a lot boiling that's going on that's literally you don't see until the very end. Which leads us to the Revolutionary Rebels, the Verto War. So, this description: the world has changed. Evolution is upon us, but this is nothing new. The truth has been hidden from us from the powers that be. Vertos are people with enhanced abilities and have been around for centuries. A powerful organization by the name of the underground government witnessed this rise ages ago, and they were able to suppress these people. This secret organization has been around for even longer and has a bloodline that exists to this day. They were able to control wars, manipulate events, maintain influence without ever being seen. That is why they tried to exterminate the Vertos, because in their eyes, they cannot be controlled. But little did they know, a surviving Verto by the name of Demiurge comes back, not only to start a revolution, but to dismantle the entire human race. Demiurge is a violent extremist with a terroristic philosophy. So now, a group of heroes, which consists of Indomitable, Peyton Dynasty, Queen Zarina, the Glory Disciple, Freedom Angel, and Sharpshooter, who barely know each other, must find a way to stop this mass genocide before the entire human civilization is wiped out completely. So literally, everything under the surface leads to this moment right here. So you know my story. This ain't just gonna be no regular, run-of-the-mill type of story, man. My stories are very deep. They're very psychological. And I'm a character guy. You always get inside the minds of these characters. So, with that being said, man, listen, I have made 11 books in 2 years. When I said I'm doing this for real, man. And I take my work very seriously. So I got 2 more series in this saga right here. There's going to be 11 more books. Call this my summer series, because by the end of the summer, I'm going to have 11 more books. So what I'm doing now, I'm just building up my catalog. You know what I'm saying? I'll be doing book signings and I'll be getting into all of that. But I'm here. I ain't going nowhere. I'm building up and not even a catalog. I'm treating this like a business, dude. Like I'm building franchises here. I got my crime fiction on this side. I got my graphic novels on this side, man. So like we getting it in, man. So if you want to get a little preview of my lineup here, let me see if I can find it. Give me a second, y'all. So if you could see that's the lineup right there. I don't know if I got it. So section 1, the Verto War Epic. Indomitable, Queen Zarina, Revolutionary Rebels is already out. Then we're going to shift over to section 2, the Time Guys Epic. So you got Sharpshooter, got his book. Evolutionist, they coming up. Sharpshooter got a sequel. Brandon Johnson is the timekeeper. Revolutionary Rebels, now you got the Invasion of the Time guys, if you could see that. Then section 3 is the Blood Heritage epic. So that's what everything kind of, comes to light and we see, what's what. I don't know if y'all can see that, but it might be blurry. But, we got more books coming on that side. And then, that concludes it with the Blood Heritage. So, yeah, man, that's it, man. That was the hardcovers. These are the paperbacks. Amazon's iffy, man. I want some images to be on them, but they're weird sometimes. They got like copyright stuff, so I think they don't look bad for what they are. I'm building my brand, and eventually I'll get to the right people, and they gonna come to me. So, yeah, that's the paperback. But yeah, man, that's it, man. That's it in a nutshell, and stay tuned, man. This is only the beginning of this graphic novel stuff, man. And I know people keep saying, "Oh, you got so many books, man." Like, listen, I do this. I'm the type of person. Some people struggle or getting books out of. Some people, they get in their own heads and they care about what people think. I really don't. Like, I'll be honest with you, I really don't. I'm a person that I have so much built in my head. I could be talking to you right now and I could be building scenes up in my head. And once it's done, I have to get it out. I got to regurgitate it out because I'm like, dude, I have to release this to the world. And once you release it to the world, that's it. You know what I'm saying? You build your legacy like that, man. So it's went on longer than I thought it would. It's like the last one, but we going on 12 minutes, but it's cool, man. So with that being said, I'm out, man. I'll let your boy. Deuces.